I'm here at one of my favorite places in the Temecula Valley. This is Old Town Temecula, just behind me, City Hall, and this is where all of the action happens here in this town. If you are looking for good food, for nightlife, for shopping, just to be around people, this is where you want to be. And today, we're going to explore it all, tell you about some of the amazing restaurants, some of the hidden things here in the area. I can't wait to show it off to you. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley realtor, and this channel is dedicated to all things living in the Temecula Valley, from new construction tours, neighborhood spotlights, and new things coming here to the valley. I want you and your family to know exactly what it's like living here. Before you make the move, let's dive in. First off, I want to start by talking about some of the amazing food here in Temecula. That is what brings people here, and so you've got some amazing restaurants. There are a ton of options if you are looking for a fancy dinner, an informal dinner, barbecue burgers, you name it, you've got it right here. Some of the fun restaurants here in the area, you've got 1909, which was a building built back in 1909. That is part of the fun historic charm here in Old Town, but they offer some amazing drinks, some great food, burgers. They've got some awesome appetizers as well. You've also got Gambling Cowboy. That is my favorite steakhouse in Temecula. It is less formal inside, but some of the best food you will find, and the portions are amazing as well as the sides are absolutely delicious. So one of the best steakhouses here. You've also got Goat and Vine, which is a great place for pizza and sandwiches and great drinks as well. You do have to make sure that you book your reservations to get in there because it can be difficult to get in at times. You've also got Luke's on Front Street, which is a third-story patio bar that opens up, gives you incredible views of the city, has a bar, fire pits on the tables. You've got great food there as well. So if you are looking for great food, this is absolutely where you want to come. You will have endless options. And actually, one of the fun things that my wife and I did when we first moved here is we decided every single Friday night we would come down here and try each different restaurant. And it took us a long time before we completed that mission. And there's still new things popping up all of the time. So it's still not even yet complete. But if you're looking for food and diversity, you've got it right here. Now, I mentioned also that there is some great nightlife here in Old Town Temecula as well. And there are many stops that you can make along the way, especially if you love wine and beer. This is the place to be for that. Obviously, we are just moments away from wine country, so you've got tons of local wines featured here in the area, again, as well as some amazing bars. Let me let you in on a little secret. Here inside of Old Town Temecula, there are actually 2 speakeasies. They are hidden. You won't find them just by walking around. They're actually hidden inside of some restaurants here. You've got Thompson and Twain, as well as the Apparition Room. You can look those up online, but you do actually have to text in for reservations, and it's all secretive. And you have to go in, and they're behind secret doors inside of restaurants. It's a ton of fun. The environment is great, and the drinks are great as well. Outside of that, you've got, again, a bar on Luke's on Front Street. You've got Bailey's and Blackbird Tavern, and you've got the Old Town Pub. There are many spots along the way. You can actually make your way completely along Old Town here and find an endless amount of bars and places to stop, take a drink, and cool off on a warm day. Now let's talk about things to do here in Old Town. This is a place that you can actually spend just about all day and not even be able to explore everything here in the area. So you've got a lot of small boutique shops that are fun to stop in. There's antique stores, just places to stop. You've even got an Old Town smoke shop. If you want to grab a cigar, some pipe tobacco, you can actually sit in there, watch a movie, have a cigar, and there's always a crowd of people in there. So there are tons of fun little shops along the way. You just have to walk down the street here, and you can stop at each little shop along the way. Now, if you're more into the outdoor market, farmer's market type feel, that is also featured here in Old Town Temecula. On the 2nd and 4th Thursday of every single month at night, we've got the market that comes out here, sets up. You've got all sorts of vendors, and it's a fun opportunity to explore local vendors here in the area that set up booths and sell their things. There's also fun things to do here as well. You've actually got a community theater that is always running shows. So if you are in the mood to catch a theater type play, sometimes there's musicians that'll perform inside of there as well. That is available to you. There's a fun place here called Coin Op. If you are into arcade games or grew up with arcade games and miss being able to take that arcade feel, you've actually got a bar that serves drinks and food and has all of those games. And the games are not the $5 games that you experience in arcades today. You actually just stick in some change, play the game, and you won't break the bank. And it's a ton of fun in a really fun environment. Outside of that, there's children's museums. There's things for kids to do here. So if you are looking to entertain little ones, you've got penny pickles, which is something that has kept my kids entertained over the years, as well as walking tours of Old Town Temecula. There is so much history here, which is what makes this area really fun. A lot of these buildings are original from the early 1900s, and there are tons of historic events that have happened here, including bank robberies and shootouts. And if you want to find out about it, you go on one of those walking tours, and it is all there. Now, we get asked a lot about how close can I actually live to Old Town? So this isn't like downtown San Diego, where you've got skyscrapers and condos and all that sitting right here on the strip of things to do. So if you want to live to close town, it's absolutely accomplishable. You've mainly got like condo, townhome, apartment style living. There's a few single family homes here. The price is absolutely outrageous for those because they also are zoned to be able to run businesses out of there. So some of that is mixed into the pricing. And there's only a few, and they very rarely come up for sale. So if you're more into that apartment type living, you can do that and be within walking distance here. Otherwise, most of the living here around the area is going to be just a little bit further away. You're still going to need to drive here. But don't worry, there's plenty of parking. Even if you're not good at parallel parking, like you see on most of the walkthrough here, there's still a parking garage and plenty of open lots to make sure that you've got access to this anytime that you need it. Another question I get asked a lot is, what's the difference between Old Town Temecula and Old Town Murrieta? There's actually a huge difference. As you can see from this video, there is a ton featured here inside of Old Town Temecula, and this is really like the heart of the city. It's where City Hall is, it's where all of the entertainment is. If you were looking for something to do, this is absolutely where to come. When it comes to Old Town Murrieta, there's less to do. It's more newly being developed, newer things coming in, not as much to offer there. And if you're looking to find out a little bit more about Old Town Murrieta, we did do a video on that, so check that out here on our channel. You can have a breakdown of that and see the difference. Old Town Murrieta has a much slower feel to it. It's more of a relaxing type environment. This is, if you want to be around the people and be in the middle of things, Old Town Temecula is where you want to be. If you want a nice quiet evening out, maybe a short walk, then Old Town Murrieta is where you're looking. So vastly different areas. Old Town Temecula is much older, and there is a ton more history here as well. As I mentioned, dating all the way back to the early 1900s, and some of those original buildings still standing here today. Old Town Murrieta has some of its own history as well, but just not quite as rich as Temecula. So this is actually where one of the original post offices for the valley in actually Southern California stood in the early 1900s as well as an original bank that had been robbed famously, and just fun history. Again, if you want to check any of that out, we will be doing a video on that in the future, but also check out those walking tours when you are here visiting, because it will give you all of the history and the true scope of what's offered here in Old Town Temecula. All right, guys, that is it for our tour of Old Town Temecula. If you'd like more information on this, feel free to reach out. Any questions you might have about living in Old Town Temecula, in the Temecula Valley, we're happy to respond right away. As always, if this video added some value to your life, hit that like button. Leave a comment below, any questions, thoughts you might have about living in Temecula or Old Town Temecula. And as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time.